What turns a Camaro from just another muscle car into a holy grail that collectors would sell their souls to own? Today, we're diving into the 10 rarest Chevy Camaros ever built, machines so exclusive that seeing one is like spotting Bigfoot driving a UFO. We're talking about Camaros so special that some collectors go their whole lives without seeing one in person. And trust me, by the time we get to number 1, you'll understand why these beasts keep collectors up at night with fever dreams of barn finds. Number 10, 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Even at number 10 on our list, the 1969 ZL1 Camaro packs quite a punch in the rare Chevy world. With just 69 cars built, nice, it's already more scarce than most Camaros you'll ever see. Chevy never actually planned to build them. They created a beast that was basically a race car with license plates, packing one of the most powerful engines they'd ever put in a street car. The aluminum engine in the car was designed by Chevrolet production manager Vince Piggins for the Can-Am Racing Series with assistance from Jim Hall and his Chaparral team. This engine, which is light in weight, utilized aluminum components for all parts except for essential moving components such as the crankshaft, connecting rods, push rods, and camshaft. During that period, it was the most powerful engine ever created by Chevrolet and only slightly heavier than a cast iron small block. Even though the factory claimed it had just 430 horsepower, it is commonly understood that this powerful entity actually produced around 550 of those horses. And here's the kicker. Of those original 69 ZL1s, only about 50 are known to still exist today. That means you're more likely to spot a Ferrari F40 on the street than one of these all-aluminum monsters. Number 9, the 2012 Chevrolet Capo Camaro. Just when people thought the days of process-built drag racers were over, Chevrolet dropped a bombshell. The 2012 Capo Camaro was born, and collectors lost their minds. Only 69 units, again nice, were built as a nod to the legendary 69 ZL1 we just talked about. But here's what makes this one special. Each Capo was hand-built by specialty craftsmen who lived and breathed drag racing. No radio, no back seat, not even power windows, just pure track readiness. And with engine options ranging from a 327 V8 to a monstrous supercharged 427, these weren't just rare. They were game changers. One look at that massive hood bulge tells you everything. This is one of Chevy's most exclusive creations. No power windows, no fancy gadgets, just raw, track-ready power that only a few lucky people will ever own. While regular Camaros fill showrooms across the country, the Capo remains that mythical creature that makes collectors' hearts race and wallets open, if they can find one at all. Number 8, the 1969 Berger Double Capo Camaro RS. When regular dealers were ordering regular Camaros, Berger Chevrolet in Michigan said, "Hold my beer." They created something so radical, even other Capo Camaros looked tame in comparison. Picture this. They combined 2 different Capo packages into one car, and that's where the double Capo comes from. First, they dropped in the L72 427 Big Block V8, a 425 horsepower monster that made other muscle cars nervous. But Berger wasn't done. They added the sports car conversion package, giving it special suspension, heavy-duty springs, and power disc brakes that could actually handle all that power. Oh, and let's not forget that sweet ZL2 cowl induction hood feeding air to that hungry engine. Only 58 of these beasts were ever built, and finding one today, well, one pristine example just sold for $165,000 at auction. But here's what makes these cars truly special. With that sports car conversion package, these rare birds could actually take a corner without breaking a sweat. And if you're lucky enough to spot one, look for that elegant by Berger badge on the tail panel. It's like finding a signed Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. It's a masterpiece. But don't blink because you might never see another one again. Number 7, the 1967 Pilot Assembly Camaro. Speaking of number 7, let's talk about the holy grail of all Camaros, VIN number 100001. Think about this. Every Camaro ever built traces its DNA back to this single car. Built in mid-1966 at Norwood, Ohio, this wasn't just any test car. This was the test car. the first of just 49 pilot cars that paved the way for millions of Camaros to come. While it started life humble with a 3.7-liter straight six and a 3-speed manual engine, this car was destined for stardom. It was the face that launched the Camaro legend. Starring in the August 1966 public debut that had Ford sweating bullets. But here's where it gets wild. This piece of automotive history nearly vanished into obscurity. After its glamorous debut, it bounced between dealers and owners until someone turned it into a drag racer in the 80s. Talk about a fall from grace. But like any great American story, there's a comeback. In 2009, Corey Lawson rescued this piece of history and, with the help of GM's own heritage collection, brought it back to its original glory. And if that doesn't make you dream of finding a barn full of forgotten Camaros, I don't know what will. Number 6. The 1969 Camaro SS Indy 500 pace car. The 1969 Camaro SS official Indy 500 pace car is a highly unique model with just 2 units made for pacing at the Indianapolis 500. It is equipped with a unique Dover white and Hugger orange paint scheme and is driven by a 6.5-liter V8 engine with 375 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. This particular model, with its exceptional color blend and powerful engine, is recognized as one of the most iconic pace cars of all time. And despite 3,675 replicas being accessible to the public, the original pace cars retain a high level of value both historically and monetarily for collectors. Number 5. The 1970 Camaro Z28 Hearst Sunshine Special. Ever heard of a three-of-a-kind Camaro? In 1970, drag racing legend Dick Jesse ordered what he thought would be just another Daytona yellow Camaro Z28. But Hearst Performance had other plans. They turned his car into something that would never be seen again, or said 5 times fast, the Hearst Sunshine Special. This was a Z28 with a crazy sliding fabric sunroof when nobody was doing convertible Camaros. Hearst didn't stop there. They decked it out with their famous dual-gate shifters, slapped their H emblems on the fenders, and let Chevy's engineers go wild with custom front and rear spoilers. Only three of these unicorns were ever built. Considering that there are only 3 Hearst Sunshine Specials in existence, it is logical to assume that they would be displayed on pedestals in a museum, right? Well, regrettably for us car enthusiasts, it's not true. We regret to inform you that only one 1970 Camaro is currently known to exist in the motoring world. The other 2? They've vanished into the mists of muscle car history. Nobody knows if they're rotting away in some forgotten barn or sitting under a cover in someone's garage. Number 4. The 1969 Baldwin Motion LS7 Camaro SS. When everyone else was playing by GM's rules, Baldwin Motion said rules are meant to be broken. While legends like Yanko and Copo were making rare Camaros, Baldwin Motion created something truly unique, a one-of-one beast that makes other cars look tame. They grabbed a Daytona yellow 69 Camaro SS and did the unthinkable. Instead of the usual 427 engine everyone else was using, they crammed in a monster 454 LS7 from a Corvette. But they weren't done. They cranked it up to 522 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque, numbers that would make modern muscle cars sweat. Need proof? This beast ran 13-second quarter miles at 120 miles per hour back in 1969. After sitting pretty in the legendary Motor Car Company collection for 11 years, it still roars to life like an angry lion. One car, one massive engine, and a middle finger to GM's rulebook. That's what makes this the holy grail of custom Camaros. But if you think that's rare, wait until you hear about number 3. Number 3, the 2019 Camaro e-Capo. Just when you thought you had all the answers about Copo Camaros, GM pulled a Roddy Piper and dropped an absolute bombshell by changing the question. Meet the e-Capo, the first ever all-electric Capo, and folks, this isn't your typical tree hugger EV, I'm telling you. This is 800 volts of pure American muscle. Picture a Camaro that does wheelies without a drop of gas. Yeah, wheelies! Packing over 700 horses and 600 pound-feet of instant electric torque, this silent assassin shocked the drag racing world by running the quarter mile in 9.51 seconds. That's faster than most gasoline-powered supercars, and it does it while barely making a sound. But here's the genius part. GM designed this electric monster to fit just like a regular LS engine. It's like they were telling hot rodders, hey, the future of hot rodding might not have a gas tank. And get this, there's only one in existence. Yeah, that's right, this isn't just rare, it's literally one of a kind. And if you think electric cars are boring, this beast will change your mind faster than it hits 140 miles per hour, which, by the way, it does in just a quarter mile. But hold on to your batteries, because number 2 is coming up next. Number 2, the 1968 Camaro Z28 convertible. The holy grail of Z28s. Chevy never officially made Z28 convertibles in 68, but somehow this one slipped through. In 1967, when the Camaro was first produced, the Z28 model was available specifically for track use. Vince Piggins aimed to alter that situation and market the Z28 for use on public streets. He was aware that convincing Chevrolet's general manager Pete Estes was the only way to accomplish this. Vince came up with the ideal strategy. He planned to borrow the convertible Camaro from Pete Estes' executive garage and customize it with Z28 options from the factory. Mr. Estes quickly became a supporter and continued to use it as his own vehicle. No convertible versions of the Z28 were made after producing 7,199 coupes in 1968. The car Pete Estes drove remains as the only convertible Z28 ever produced by Chevrolet. Now finally, we're at number 1, and it's the 2020 Capo John Force Edition. When the 16-time NHRA champion John Force decides to design a Capo Camaro, you know it's going to be special. But this is some next level shit. We're talking about a one-of-one masterpiece that's worth more than most people's houses. Just look at it, draped in black and silver with crimson accents, and that hood, that beautiful hood with a ghosted American flag, because, hey, this is American muscle at its finest after all. Under that patriotic sheet metal sits a supercharged 5.7-liter V8 that screams to 8,000 RPM and pushes this beast past 160 miles per hour. We're talking 580 ponies of pure Force-inspired fury. But what makes this Capo truly special isn't just the numbers, it's the details. John Force's signature is everywhere, like an artist signing his masterpiece. There's a unique identification plaque reading 2020 Capo Force, and yes, it even comes with its own custom helmet and fire suit. Oh, and that parachute in the back? Yeah, you're going to need that. And that, folks, is our number 1 rarest Camaro. From pilot cars to pace cars, from electric monsters to Force's final touch, these aren't just rare Camaros. They're the dreams that keep collectors up at night. Which one would you want in your garage? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive treasures. We'll see you down the road.